Hey, it's Don the Auction Professor. Today we're going to talk about vintage photographs. All of what we're going to show you sells for hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. I just picked some random ones. Let's hop over right now and show you what we're talking about. So here we are with the first one. This is a daguerreotype. A daguerreotype is one of the earliest types of images. This is from about 1840 to 1850, and it's printed on a brass plate. A lot of times you can take out the daguerreotype, the brass plate itself, and there might be a maker's mark on the back as well. This one sold for about the most on here, $6,400 plus. It's in a case. The image is what's valuable on here. Now these, just like Ambros and Tintypes, come in plate size designations. A full plate is a whole sheet just the way they came out of the shop. A half plate is half of that, and then they break it down to quarter plate, sixth plate, eighth plate, and such forth. So this is a sixth plate, decent size, excellent image here. Here's another interesting one. This is someone's taxidermy animals, I would say. Daguerreau again, 1840s, 1850s, very early for something like this. In the 6,000 range, this sold for. So an excellent item here. Here's another interesting one. Now, to many people, this just looks like a group of people. It doesn't mean much at all. What's interesting about this one is the person in the middle does appear to be a nanny. She could very well be Creole by the style of the outfit, but she definitely does not match the kids. She is not dressed up as high as they are. The kids' clothing looks very expensive. Hers does not. So that is a key sign on this. $2,750 for something like this. It's a half plate, so it's a fairly large image as well. Very clear for being from the 1840s and 50s. Now here's an interesting one, another daguerreotype as well, the Phoenix Hotel from 1840. Rather interesting to find these outside images. Those are usually the ones that go for the most money. It's just scarce to find anything taken outside of just objects or people, because this was an outrageously expensive process back in those days. And this one went for $2,500. Now, soldiers and military usually go for the most money. Mexican War images are some of the earliest ones, or from the Republic of Texas, things along that line. Now, this is a cadet from VMI, Virginia Military Institute. They did see action in the war. They all signed up. This is a real good example here. Nice, clear image. The ones that sell the most usually have some sort of arms. He has a gun, a sword, or something along that line. Now, this one's pretty interesting. This is of General Custer and some of his scouts. Now, this is a picture of him without a beard, without the uniform. Now, items like these do show up. They're found in photo albums and attics and things like that. Now, most people just don't recognize the people in the photos because, again, they're old. Most people aren't up on sort of things like this, but photo collectors and dealers who are into photos like me will dig into all of these interesting aspects of them. $2,500. Now, here's a General William T. Sherman. Sherman's famous March to the Sea, took Atlanta during the Civil War. Now, you could have bought some of these, and in some cases, they would have been able to get a signature, an autograph at the time of purchase. He actually did shows and things like that and would go out and sign autographs occasionally. Now, a good thing on some of these is the tax stamp on the back. $1,535. Now here's a Taos Native American Indian delegation. Not sure where. This is probably the one that went to Washington, D.C. $1,000 for this CDV. CDV stands for Carte Vista. It's one of the earliest forms of paper photography or paper printed photos you can find. Size-wise, they're just a little taller than a modern-day baseball card. Now here's a very large Ambrotype. Now an Ambrotype is on glass. Usually they paint the back of the Ambrotype, or they'll have another piece of paper or something behind it so that it will be able to be seen. If you held this up to the light, you wouldn't be able to see the image very well at all. Now this is a full plate, very large image, and as you can see, there's no fence or anything else around it. I've been to Niagara Falls a few times. This is all paved off fence. You can't get anywhere near the falls at all like these folks. This is very close to the falls. Sold for $812, multiple bids on it. Very nice image here on glass, an Ambrotype. Now here's another Ambrotype of another outdoor image. Outdoor images usually go for some decent money. $765. You can see a lot going on in this. 1850s, 1860s more than likely. That's when these had their heyday. After that, it was Tintypes, and then they moved into CDVs as well. Now here's another Confederate soldier, rather interesting. He has a pistol in his waist, as you can see. Nice uniform, just what you would expect to find. $2,475. Now this one's double armed, as well as having his pistol. He also has a knife, probably a Bowie knife in here. Very nice sale, 17 bids. These always will sell very high and very quickly. Now this next image is of a very well-known abolitionist of the time, Sojourner Truth. Very scarce, almost nothing shows up from Sojourner. $1,312. Very nice one here. Even in the bad condition this is in, it's still sold for some incredible amounts of money. Now here's a tintype printed on tin. This is just a random one. No names, no IDs. But by looking at the image, you can obviously tell that they do seem to be policemen of some sort. You can see them out in the Wild West. This is listing Indian Territory also in it. 2 lawmen. Very interesting. $995. Now it's very possible, if you know the location where this photo came from, that you might be able to track down who these are. There's many collections of early lawmen and photos such as this, so there is a possibility to track this down. Now here's a real nice Union soldier tintype. Has his full arms with him, probably a Springfield belt buckle. He's sitting in front of a painted backdrop. Now this is in a case. It has a brass frame as well. Now in these cases, the case isn't so much the interesting aspect. It's the image itself we're talking about today. This one went for $991. Here's another interesting one. Many times people will just see images like this and haven't a clue, even when there's stuff written on the back. The back says Sam Al Colt, which is short for Samuel Colt, the founder and the maker of Colt firearms. Now this is something that they probably looked up and found out, yeah, that's who this is. $990. Again, CDV, Carte de Vista. Now here's another interesting tintype. This is a full plate, very large one. Now this could be a tintype of another tintype. They could take a picture from another tintype and then produce their own. You can look this one up. This does look indeed to be him. Whether it's an authentic original, it's hard to say. It still went for $1,750. It is vintage for sure. Now here's another interesting one. Now I'm not 100% sure if this really is John Wilkes Booth, but it sure as heck looks like it. It would explain a lot, the pose, the whole works. He does look like he's staging a position for a show or something. $763. Rather interesting. Look up John Wilkes Booth if you're not familiar with who that is. Now here's a sports-related one. Most sports-related ones will go for hundreds of dollars, even if you have no clue on who it is, as long as it's an interesting and unique image. A lot of these early photographs would have reversed the image, so you can see the lettering in reverse. He has a baseball bat with him as well. Rather interesting tintype, $363. Now if this was of a major player or of a major team from back in the day, this could have went for $10, $20, $30, $50, even $100,000. If it's the right team. Very scarce subject matter. Most baseball players on a tintype or before will go for some insane amounts of money. For me, photos are just like a glimpse back in time. It's just a frozen moment of someone's life. Vintage photos of various types do sell, and they do sell for some good money. But that's what I have for you today. Well, there you go. Hopefully you liked the video. If you did, please hit that like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon to be notified if I post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell all your friends.
When can I pick up the pictures?
Thursday.
Thursday, okay, let me make a note of that.
You gonna write it down there?
I was going to,
Oh,
yeah.
well, then let's say Tuesday.
You mean 2 days earlier?
No, 5 days
5 days later. I
Mhm.
thought as much.
If this customer were at a Fotomat store, we'd be introducing him to our brand new picture pickup promise. Fotomat's way of telling you exactly when your pictures will be ready.
That quick?
Sure, and if it doesn't work out, you get a free roll of film.
Oh, no. You get in trouble
Oh,
for
it's
that.
no
I mean,
problem.
Huh?
It's a Fotomat policy.
The Fotomat picture pickup promise.
Is there a Fotomat store around here?